No! No! No!
So I thought I'd do something a little more relaxing and go up against a MiG-29 using the Spitfire, which is actually not really fair as long as the MiG turns with the Spitfire. And if you've ever fought, it's a real challenge to be in a fast-moving jet fighting against a World War II airplane, because it's just impossible to turn with them. And that's what's happening here. So anyway, like I just thought it would be fun to try this out against a MiG. And what I'm hoping is that flying the Spitfire will help me learn to not pull quite as hard on the you know, the pitch control. But anyway, the jet's turning with me, which is a mistake because it's faster than me, but it just can't turn. Of course, the MiG is a really good turning fighter, so so I could see being tempted to try, but anyway, you can't. A Spitfire can just pretty much stay inside the turn circle almost constantly. And if you haven't flown the Spitfire, it's a dream to fly. That's why I decided to do this. It's really fun to fly. But basically what I'm doing, you can see I'm firing behind him. My entire strategy here was to pull a lot of lead because I could, and just pull massive amounts of lead until I was close, and then try to let the MiG pull up through my bullet arc. And here early on, the difficulty for me was just timing when to fire as he pulled up through my bullet arc, because I couldn't see him. And then there, yeah, I lost him here because I flew through the jet wash. I cut out a little bit of video there because it was sort of boring. It was me trying to find him again. I lost him, but I was just trying to find him again. So I have the jet wash turned on, and that made it a little bit more frustrating for me, and probably a little bit more fair, because about the time I would get in position close enough behind him to take a really good shot, I would either stall or I would go through the jet wash. And I don't think I was stalling. The airplane did not behave as if it was stalling. It would just suddenly flip over and kind of lose control. And there we finally got our first hits. So once again, I start pulling a lot of lead to try to catch back up. In this kind of a setup, I'm doing almost the opposite of what I normally do. Normally, I would be pulling lag because I don't want to pass. But in this case, I need to catch up because he's faster than me, so I'm pulling a lot of lead. Okay, so I got off to the side a little bit here after I hit him, and so we're in this kind of weird barrel roll, a corkscrew kind of a thing. But as always, it's really easy to get back on target. In this kind of, this is such an asymmetric fight. And here I was panicking there because I knew I was getting close to the jet wash. So I was just firing when I was close, and I knew I wasn't going to hit him. So it's really stupid to do that. Don't panic. And I mean stupid in the nicest possible way when I'm talking about other people. For me, it was stupid. I knew better. But no worries. Easy to stay behind. And now I just got to pull lead again until I can catch up. So massive lead, and then I relaxed it a little bit to make sure I knew which direction he was going. Pull lead again, and then relax. Those were close. Those were not. There we go. And now, oh, jet wash got me. Jet wash got me. Again, it could have been some stall issues, but I don't think it was. I'm almost positive it was just the jet wash. I feel it even in an F-16 if I fly in close behind another jet, it will. Those were cannon shots. It will ruin my shot if I get too close, so it's tricky. And here I was going way faster than him and I didn't realize it, and I also kind of thought he was going down. So what I decided to do, and this is important, was to loop up and then try to get like a crossing shot on him just for fun, just to try to time it right. So I came down, I see him, I fire late here, way late, and boom.
We'll get him next time.
So all I can surmise is that I was too close to his jet exhaust, and it caught my plane on fire. And that is the coolest thing I think I've ever seen in DCS so far. If that is in fact what happened, I love that the code is in there for that. So the rest of this video is all TAC view, and I'm just kind of wanting to show what happened a little bit better, you know, in a view where we can hopefully see a little bit more going on. The one thing I want to make sure is, as we watch the post merge, I looped around sideways and then I just looped up and around behind him. One thing I want to sort of throw out a disclaimer on is that I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm not trying to say that this is an instructional video of how you would dogfight a MiG if you were in a Spitfire. This was just fun for me, and I'm hoping that I learn stuff from it. If other people learn stuff from it, then that's awesome. But I don't consider myself to be an instructor when it comes to DCS. There are some things that I know enough about that I would feel confident, you know, telling someone this is the way you should do it. But ACM is not one of them. So I just want to make that clear. But here we see this side. You could really see, looking at this side loop, my lead pursuit. And that's one thing TACView is really good at, is showing that. And then you can see whenever I go on direct and when I go on lag pursuit. So if I'm closing up, and here's where I lost him, and we'll kind of see how I found him again and got in behind him. But I think I've picked him back up here because I've put my lift vector kind of close to him. But anyway, oh yeah, and then he turned pretty hard there and got into a closer to neutral position than I thought. But that's okay because I can still turn inside, and he's looping back around to me. But all I've got to do is reverse my turn, and I'm bleeding off airspeed as I climb. So I'm going to cross his flight path, but it's not a bad overshoot, and I can just kind of loop in right behind him. And then we can go back to the lead pursuit to catch up a little bit, and then relax it if I'm getting too close. So what you'll see is if I'm getting close, I'll relax to either try to take a shot, or I'll relax to go back into a lag pursuit so that I don't get too close and overshoot, which isn't as big of a deal in this aircraft combination. If you're in a fast jet, you have a better chance of overshooting, which I do frequently. So two things I want to learn here is don't overshoot and relax a little bit. Don't be so. I tend to, my arms kind of stiff up when I'm dogfighting, especially when I'm getting either close to getting shot or close to shooting something. I really tense up, and then I'm not making great moves and decisions. So there's my first hits. I've taken some shots before this that were all behind the target, but those were my first hits. So now I've kind of dialed in the timing, I think, and I can go back to just trying to catch back up and then get a shot on him. We're going to skip ahead a bit. Okay, so here, this is the end. That's where I shot him, and I was going way faster than him, as you can see. I didn't realize that I was. And that sometimes happens. They'll slow down, and you're so fixated on shooting them that you don't notice that they slow down so much. So I looped over the top, got my eyes on him, started to pull down, and again, I shot way too late here. If I would have shot earlier, I probably would have got some hits on him. And then right through, I'm kind of off to the side here in tac view, so I don't really know. I'm not positive that this is what happened, but the only thing I can think of is that it was the heat from the jet exhaust that caught my plane on fire. And of course, tac view shows that I got destroyed there, but I wasn't really that close. Now that stuff's hot, so I don't know that I would need to be that close. It could have been that it was so turbulent, and since I wasn't flying in plane with the way he was traveling, maybe it did damage that way, but I would have thought that the wings would have fallen off or something, and I wouldn't have caught on fire. But it looks like my engine caught on fire, part of my wings caught on fire, and my wingtips fell off all at the same time. So the best I can tell, that's jet exhaust just catching me on fire. So, which is cool. It's funny. I actually laughed at this. I mean, as frustrated as things can get sometimes, this was really funny. And it was a fun fight. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And as always, thank you for watching.